Welcome to another episode, everyone. Snoop Dogg confronts the man that got Tupac killed. But wait a minute. They're saying at the trial that that Snoop Dogg had something to do with Tupac's death. This is what Suge Knight has said. I covered that the other day here on the Inside Story with me, Damian Porter, where Suge Knight said that if he leaks this audio of Snoop Dogg, it will put him in prison for the rest of his life. He said that he knew that Snoop Dogg had something to do with Tupac Shakur's murder. Nevertheless, Snoop Dogg here confronts the man who he says got Tupac killed. We're covering the Tupac murder trial here on the Inside Story. Check this out. This is fascinating.
While everyone wondered who killed Tupac, Snoop blamed the man that was driving the car he got shot in that night.
The most feared figure in all of hip-hop.
You put all of our lives in jeopardy like that, you don't care about Pop.
And confronted him face to face.
Come up to my room, ain't gonna be nobody in there. Just me and you.
This either the moment you gonna kill me, and we're gonna get some clarity in this air.
But did Snoop Dogg know something was going to happen that night?
The next day, when we turned on the news, all we seen was the yellow tape, and it just was all bad.
Shakur was shot 4 times after leaving the Mike Tyson boxing match in Las Vegas in a car driven by Marion Suge Knight, head of its label, Death Row Records.
So I jumped in my Hummer, and we drove to Vegas. Suge was at home. He was standing up, but he had like a patch up. His head was wrapped up. And he came and explained to us as far as what had happened. But he was explaining it to us like joyful. He was like, man, them started shooting at us. Tupac trying to jump in the backseat. I'm like, get down. I pull him down and he was saying it like Pac was gonna live, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that must have been the spirit that Pac showed him. Like, even when he said he was driving to the hospital. So I jumped right on the highway to see him. I had a chance to sit there with him. At that time, me and him really wasn't eye to eye. It was all bad. It was all bad. He was my friend before Death Row, when I met him at the Poetic Justice rap party. So I get to the party, the DJ puts something on. He like, yeah, I got my little cousin Snoop Dogg in the house. We'll come up here and rap. Before he could give me the mic, Tupac grabbed the mic. He'd say his little verse.
You got the mic.
He take it back. We like rapping at each other. Like sort of kind of aggressive. We do like 4 or 5 raps. Everybody in the party like it just made a circle now. Finish rapping, we go outside. I'm like, let me get your number, cuz I'm gonna holler at you. And fell in love with that. I was like, cuz this hard. So I suggested to Suge that, man, we need to put cuz with us because he already get down like we get down. He needs a team, you know. We're the best team out here, and we need him because he's going to make our team better. Like, we're great, but with him, we'll be the greatest.
Were you guys intimidated at all to work going to the studio together?
No, I mean, you bring the best out of me. You know
That's
what
how
I'm
it is, yeah.
Snoop took the baton, he ran with it. But Tupac got the baton. He took Death Row to the next level.
Next year, Death Row gonna start printing our own money.
But Snoop Dogg started to notice Suge Knight's growing influence on Tupac.
I think Suge steered him where he wanted to be. Pac wanted that. He wanted the glamorous gangster mafia lifestyle. He wanted it. And Suge gave it to him. Suge was great at giving you what you wanted. If he loved you, boy, he loved you. Death Row was a Death Row family. But if he hated you, he hated you.
Controversial CEO of Death Row Records. The most feared figure in all of hip-hop.
Vicious assaults, beatings, pistol whipping.
If it wasn't for him, I don't know what I would have did.
This guy was gonna go to jail for 25 years of life. I wasn't late to put up almost $5 million for attorney's fees. Staff, 50, 60 guys, escort them in the court building before they wouldn't get beat up.
He was the fixer, the cleaner.
Yeah.
Something's wrong, he knows what to do.
I look at it like if I'm with you, I'm with you. If we're on the same team, I'm gonna do what I can to do to always help you.
But Snoop Dogg was worried about the kind of help Tupac wanted from Suge.
Pac had the spirit of animosity, revenge, retaliation.
Shakur has accused rappers Puff Daddy and Notorious B.I.G. of involvement in his New York shooting.
Pac was like, look, I go to New York, I go to the studio. These set me up and shot me. Period. I was like, well, you with us. Say, your friends is my friends, your enemies is my enemies.
And I never felt like they had something to do with it because it just didn't feel right. They was his friends at the time.
You shot me 5 times, I came out of jail and sold 5 million. The can't with us, that's how we do it. You know the players is on the west side, that peace. I ain't even trying to make peace, them all.
If somebody was gonna mess with Pac, I'm gonna be right by his side. They created a war.
They were fueling each other's fire. Like they was tit for tat. Like nobody would put water.
And things escalated beyond just Tupac and Biggie.
When you see a Vibe magazine, when you see Puff and Biggie on the cover and see East vs. West, niggas in the hood don't read articles. They just see East vs. West. Oh, it's on. It's on. When I see them, it's on.
They were checking to see who could win in a physical confrontation, whose camps could win if the two met up with one another.
We got strength in numbers. We already run the streets out here. So all these suckers, they battling off of East and West like this is a game. This ain't no game. If this was chess, we'd be yelling checkmate 3 years ago because we've been beat these. It's not a game.
These days, it doesn't take much to start a gang war.
What started out as music to inform has turned into music that incites.
Gang violence in Los Angeles, and 3 people are dead. The shootings were part of warfare.
The East-West thing is not a Snoop Dogg problem. If it's personal, it needs to stay personal. And y'all need to deal with it and handle it if it's a problem. And handle it and keep it out of our faces. I've been dealing with this my whole life. They don't play with shit like this.
Rapper Tupac Shakur put out a diss track insinuating he slept with Biggie's wife, fanning more flames to the East vs. West war.
When he played it for me, I was like, cuz I ain't really feeling that, cuz
You thought he took it too far?
We want to make sure we mash their ass like we did Biggie. You see that nigga quiet as a church mouse?
You buying more problems, cuz.
There is no mercy in my heart. If you're gonna act like you a gangster or a G or the king of New York, I'm expect that. And when you don't come.
Yeah, and of course, you know, that's the problem. And that's why Snoop Dogg said that when he went to go see Tupac in the hospital, that they were not seeing eye to eye at that time because, well, he just said that, well, they were not seeing eye to eye. He's already explained that it is because he had got on the radio, went to the radio show in New York and said that he didn't have a problem with Biggie and Puffy, that essentially they were his friends and that he wanted to do music with them, that he was cool with doing music with them or that he would do music with them. He had no problem with them. He doesn't have a beef with them. And as we just heard Snoop Dogg say, when he was younger, of course, you can tell when this East Coast, West Coast thing was going on, man, I didn't come to death row for all that. If you guys have a problem, a personal beef, I'm sure referring to Pac, you got a personal beef with Biggie, then deal with that. I've done all of that beefing and animosity and this and that, and that's what he's saying. Tupac just had all of this animosity and this bitterness and this anger, or, you know, a revengeful spirit, or, you know, he just no holds barred. He getting into it with an individual is just up. And Snoop is saying, no, man, I'm not with all that. That's why he ended up leaving death row. But Tupac, when he heard the interview on the radio that Snoop Dogg had done on the radio, where he said that he's cool with Biggie and P. Diddy, Puff Daddy at the time, that he will do music with them, etc. He felt betrayed, did Tupac. Said, what? I mean, you'll do music with them, my enemies, these people shot me. You hear Snoop Dogg saying, I don't believe that they shot him. They were friends at the time. Well, Tupac, to his grave, believed that they shot him or had, you know, set him up. Snoop Dogg, you're not from New York. You don't know the politics or whatever out there. Just like Tupac, you know the politics or what have you in California. So I don't know how you can just say that you know that they didn't have anything to do with it, or you didn't feel like they had anything to do with it. When a man is making records saying that they shot him, he's serious about saying that they shot him. He has a whole beef with them over being shot. It's not for you, I don't think, to come and say, I don't think that's what happened. You can say you don't agree with him making diss records against them or what have you, but speaking on his shooting, I don't know about that, but nevertheless, this is why they were not seeing eye to eye on the day that Tupac was shot. When he went to Vegas, Snoop Dogg said that he was going to go to Vegas as well, and the only reason that he had not went to Vegas, did not go to Vegas with Tupac and Suge and everyone else for the fight, was because that him and Tupac had words over the interview on the radio. Because Tupac felt betrayed. He said, man, these dudes shot me. I'm making diss records with them. You were a part of that at one point, ready to diss them. And now you turn around and talking about they're your friends and you'll make records with them. Once you go out there to New York, we out here beefing with these dudes. It's a war. It's East Coast versus West Coast. These dudes shot me. What are you talking about? And that's when Snoop starts saying everything he's saying now, man. That's between y'all. I ain't got no beef with them. I ain't with all of this stuff, man. You know, I just want to do music and what have you. Pac like, man, that's what Snoop Dogg said Pac did to him. Like, man, this dude, man, like this dude, boo-boo, trash, a hook, a mark, a buster. He's standing down. He didn't stand with me. He's not standing with me. Okay, so but as we can see, Snoop Doggy Dogg is confronting Suge Knight. He believes that Suge Knight got Tupac killed with fueling the flames of Tupac, not calming him down. He showing him this mob gangster life that Tupac so desperately wanted to be a part of. And instead of, calming that down, saying, man, just make your music and just chill, you encourage this, which ultimately led to his death. He says that he confronted Suge Knight about this, as we heard. He walked up to Suge. Suge had the bandage on his head, and they got into it.
Then I'm going to crush your empire, and that's what it's time for.
And just a few days later, what Snoop Dogg feared became a reality.
Tupac Shakur has been taken to a hospital where he remains in critical condition. He is being surrounded by friends and family, hoping for a recovery.
When I went to go see him, that ain't what I got. He wasn't moving, he wasn't talking, he wasn't breathing on his own. His mama, she pulled me to the side, and that's when I knew it was bad, because she told me to be strong and all this shit. I'm like, and he laid up. And I just get right on the side of his head and just start talking to him in his ear. Just talking to him. It was some other shit, cuz. Then as soon as I walked out of there, I went in the bathroom and I threw up.
Did you know at that moment or early on that Pac wasn't gonna make it?
No. That's Superman, cuz. I thought he was coming out of that.
We seen it before.
I watched him do it before. So I was like, he'll be all right, he gonna come out of it. And that broke my heart. I mean, we all felt like that, because we were death row, and that's the life we was living. We felt like we was untouchable until that fatal day.
While Snoop Dogg was grieving, Suge Knight was sent to prison for violating his parole on the night of the shooting. But that didn't stop Suge from wanting revenge.
When Tupac got shot, my main concern was keeping the family together. It's no time to be weak. There's no time to feel bad or sorry for nobody's self. If there's something need to be done, something needs to be done.
In Compton, California, a gang war and 5-day bloodbath apparently left 3 men dead and 10 wounded.
Some of our shootings may be in retaliation for the events that happened in Las Vegas.
Police say they've had 12 shootings and an increase of violence in Compton since September 7th.
And we was right in the middle of all of that madness and the deaths and the tragedy. He didn't realize how much influence he had, but he was very influenced by it.
Snoop believed Suge had something with Tupac's dad.
It was a dark alley. He was the leader. He led us. When you put all of our lives in jeopardy like that, you don't care. And that's what happened. Our lives was in jeopardy. I started to see that Death Row wasn't for me. I'm here to make good music. That's what I signed my contract to Death Row Records for. To make good music and perform and put out good albums. I didn't sign a contract to hurt nobody or make people hate me or hate people. I've been there, I've done that. So I'm gonna go this route, you know what I'm saying?
After years of being at Death Row Records, Snoop Dogg has decided to jump ship to the No Limit Soldiers record label, leaving unwanted problems behind.
This did not sit well with Suge because Snoop would not take his side and Suge demanded loyalty.
Either motherfuckers riding with us or they riding against us. Ain't no in between. Either you with us or against us. Those who not with us, you nothing.
It began to turn on me after that, man. Like, it was animosity, they was bitter. You lose your biggest star. Then I started hearing, they gonna f you up. They gonna cut your hair. They gonna do this. And then he had Crips working for him that was gonna do something to me.
If it wasn't for Suge Knight, he would still be in somebody's cell making dinner, washing clothes.
Suge Knight recently said he used to be a superstar and now he's just a No Limit soldier. What do you say to that?
Nothing. He used to be a CEO, now he's just a inmate.
Thanks a lot.
While Snoop thought he was now safe, Suge was about to show that he could still get to him.
Right. He can still get to Snoop Dogg. You know, Snoop started popping it. Yeah, he used to be a CEO. Now he's just an inmate and flipped him the bird. Yeah, but according to Suge Knight, he put up $5 million for Snoop Dogg's attorneys when Snoop Dogg had that murder case, as Suge Knight keeps referring to. If it wasn't for him, according to him, Snoop Dogg would be in a prison cell washing someone's clothes right now, he said. He would be in there for at least 25 years. He had a life sentence if I had not put up this money and got him this attorney, but I stood by him because we was on the same team, and so I fought for him. So while Snoop Dogg is saying he's nothing but an inmate, Suge Knight, well, you could have possibly been an inmate too, if not for Suge Knight. Possibly. We don't know, but according to Suge, he certainly put up the money for Snoop Dogg's defense. Nevertheless, I'm going to leave it right there for right now. I had to continue it in part 2. I don't want to go on for too long. They say I make my videos be too long. It's still another half to go, and so it'll be going on and on. I'm going to leave it right there where Suge and Snoop have gotten into it. Suge is locked up, but Suge is on his way home. Suge is on it. Snoop Dogg is popping it, but Suge is on his way home. Hell, he's on his way home now. But he was on his way home at this time. He did 5 years. And when he got out, after Snoop Dogg had been popping it at him, yeah, things went to hell in a hell basket. I'll pick it up in part 2. But let me know what you think in the comments. The headline reads, Snoop Dogg confronts the man that got Tupac killed. As we can see, he believes that Suge Knight got Tupac killed. I'm interested to know what you all think. We're covering the Tupac Shakur murder trial here on the Inside Story with me, Damian Porter. We're covering it. And all sorts of things are coming out in this trial. If you've been following it with me, then you know. A lot of snitching is going on. They've said Snoop Dogg is involved in the murder. P. Diddy's involved in the murder. Suge Knight is involved in the murder. I'm talking about the Compton police is involved. They can put Tupac's murder on everybody already. We'll see, I suppose, before it's all said and done. But clearly, Snoop Dogg blames Suge Knight. He believes that, not that he pulled the trigger or even set it up, like Keefe D had said, that the Compton Police Department killed Tupac under Suge Knight's authority and direction. Snoop Dogg is just saying the stuff that he had Tupac out there doing, turned up, not, reeling him in, and just encouraging this sort of behavior led to his death. With him driving a car, Suge Knight driving a car. And, it's still, and that's still, I've always, I'm like, I've thought about that before too. Like, with Suge Knight, was also involved in the stump out of Orlando Anderson. Right? In fact, there were many people involved. It wasn't. When we look at the footage, we know that it wasn't just Tupac who attacked Orlando Anderson. That was the whole point. He got stumped out because there was 5 or 6 dudes on him. At least 4 dudes, 5 dudes on him. Something. Suge was one of them. I always wondered why they just targeted Tupac and killed him. Suge Knight stumped you out too. And he was in the car with Tupac. You pull up and gun Tupac down and Suge just get a pass. He stumped you out too. He's a blood. He didn't take one shot though. It's crazy, man. This whole thing is crazy. We're gonna keep up with it. We're gonna see what's going on. I want to know myself. I'm sorry. I'm a fan of Tupac Shakur. I want to know what happened. It's just fascinating. I'll be fascinated with crime stuff anyway. With crime shows, I watch them all day when I'm not doing my content. Just always amazes me how people can have it all, have everything, and then one decision and lose everything. We'll pick it up in part 2, where again, Suge Knight is about to get out of prison as Snoop Dogg has now left, went to No Limit Records with Master P, and he's popping it at Suge. But Suge is about to get out and do some things to Snoop Dogg. He doesn't appreciate it. And again, Suge Knight is on his way home now. Maybe. We'll see what's going on with everything that's coming out in this damn trial. As I said, they haven't arrested anyone for Biggie Smalls' murder yet. And all kind of stuff is coming out about Biggie Smalls' murder. We'll see. Well, someone can still be charged with it. Murder has no statute of limitation. People be charged with murder 60 years later. I've seen it. So, I mean, who knows by the time this trial is over with. There may be all kind of people in trouble. Everybody's in trial snitching. But Snoop Dogg believes that Suge Knight is responsible for Tupac's murder one way or another, and he confronted him about that. But now, again, Suge is on his way home, and he's about to holler at Snoop Dogg about the goings-on since he's been in prison. What do you all say in the comments? What do you think happened with Pac's murder? Who do you hold responsible? It's tough because some people were saying that they believe that the police had something to do with it, the LAPD. Many people believe that these gangbangers and just pull up on Pac and kill him, and that was just that, and just get away with it for 30 years. And the police know who did it and all that. They believe that the police was behind it. Many people for many years said Suge was behind it. From day one, they were saying that he set it up, this and that, from day one. Many people said P. Diddy paid for the hit, gave $1 million. And the trial has said all of these things as well. All of these things. People saying Snoop Dogg had something to do with it. What say you? What do you believe happened? I mean, it's probably going to be different opinions because I'm saying some people may say, no, the LAPD, man, yeah. Some people going to say, man, the damn Suge. Because Pac was ready to leave death row. Some people going to say it was P. Diddy. I heard many people say it was P. Diddy. And Keefe D is pointing the finger at P. Diddy. In the trial, in the recording, said that P. Diddy owes him $1 million for killing Tupac. That P. Diddy ordered the hit. That's what they said, bro. Not me. This is what's all coming out in the trial, all the paperwork in the trial, the recordings and all of this in the trial. I'm just covering the trial. Yes, I am. They all in the trial snitching. Shit. On themselves and on each other. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll get to part 2 right now. Stay safe and stay free. Rest in peace, Tupac. People.